Welcome to Thoroughbred Action from Gulfstream Park. I'm your host, Ron Nicoletti. Let's take a look at those track and weather conditions. The main track fast, the turf course firm. First race, 7 furlongs on the main track. These are maiden 3-year-olds. Scratch the 6 horse in here. Note the jockey on the 8 is Paco Lopez.
They're off. Good Genes had a very good beginning and goes out to take the early lead. And then it's Blind Ruckus from the inside, also flashing some early foot. Farther out, Jack West now moves up. Jack West is up into second. Mr. Pumpkin takes third, and Blind Ruckus is now back running in fourth. Unintimidated fifth up the backstretch, 5 lengths off the lead. Clear from Cotton Colors and Neo Vibrant, who trails the field through the first quarter mile. It's up in 22 and 3/5 seconds. So they head up the backstretch. Good Genes almost a length in front of Jack West. And then it's Mr. Pumpkin, Blind Ruckus to the inside. Unintimidated fifth. Moving for the far turn with 4 lengths to make up and 3 lengths clear of Cotton Colors. Neo Vibrant has trailed so far. Around the far turn, still Good Genes, chased along by Jack West through a 45 2/2 mile. And Blind Ruckus stays close, third on the inside. Unintimidated is fourth, under a ride here. 3 lengths off the lead's going to come wide, and then Cotton Colors and Mr. Pumpkin, and they're coming toward the top of the stretch. Good Genes turning for home in front. Blind Ruckus rallies up the rail. Jack West is back running in third now. Good Genes into the final furlong in front. In the clear from Blind Ruckus in second. Then comes Jack West, unintimidated fourth on the outside. 16th to go, and it's Good Genes and Jose Caraballo going to take them all the way. Going to win by about a length and 3/4 in the end over Blind Ruckus. Then came Jack West, unintimidated, and Cotton Colors.
Number 7, Good Genes takes some wire to wire and pays $6.20. Owned by Jackson Better Farm Incorporated. Trained by Stanley Gold. Ridden to victory today by Jose Caraballo. Second race is a 1-mile event. These are maiden claimer, 3-year-olds and upward jockey on the 1. Grand Identidad is Miguel Vasquez.
Line. They're off. Big Thunder came out running well. Leonidas de Roma's got some early speed. Between those two, King Sailor prominent with Gran Identidad on the inside. And it's these 4 that lead them out of the chute. Primetime Tommy is 5th right behind them. And then it's Power on Earth running in 6th as the field exits the chute, enters the back stretch. At the back of the field are Templar Warrior and Phil's Comprise. The opening quarter up in 23 and 4/5 seconds as they head up the backstretch. And it is Leonidas de Roma in front. Big Thunder alongside, now 3/4 of a length behind. Primetime Tommy going up on the outside and now up into second. Gran Identidad follows in 4th by another 2. And then it's King Sailor, followed by Power on Earth. Phil's Comprise on the inside as they continue their run up the backstretch. Tight quarters there, and steadying at the back is Templar Warrior. A 47 flat half mile, and they're moving for the far turn. Leonidas de Roma and Primetime Tommy turped up the heat on the outside. These two have opened up 6 lengths on the rest. Then it's Grand Identidad, Phil's Comprise, who now takes third, followed by Templar Warrior, who's trying to get going now after having some trouble on the backstretch, and is about 12 lengths behind. The top 2 are really going at it here. Leonidas de Roma and Primetime Tommy, 3/4, 1:11 and 1. They're into the stretch, and they're nose to nose, neither giving way. Primetime Tommy the gray, Leonidas de Roma's on the inside, and they're about 8 lengths clear of Templar Warrior. Leonidas de Roma and Primetime Tommy, and Leonidas de Roma is going to get the job done here. Primetime Tommy steadied late coming onto the wire, and then it was Templar Warrior, Phil's Comprise, and Power on Earth.
Number 4 wins a protracted duel throughout the stretch. That's Leonidas de Roma, owned by Victory Stables, trained by Leon Manat, and ridden today by apprentice John Cruz. The horse paid $5.40 to win. We'll take a short break, and when we come back, we will have race number 3. Welcome back to third race, 6 furlongs. These are claimers, fillies and mares, 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 3 races or raced in September 3rd. A jockey changing to 6, make the rider Lionel Reyes.
They're off. Checking at the start there was Princess Zenyi. Blame Dixie comes out running from the rail to take the early lead. Competitive Player is away in second, and then comes Arella Princess, followed by Pekinisa Between Horses. Spectacular Flash is down on the inside and tightly packed up front. A break of another 3.5 lengths back to Sunset Silhouette, and Princess Zenyi, who took up at the beginning of the race, trails the field about 10 lengths off the lead as the favorite leads the way. The first quarter up in 22 and 3 for Blame Dixie and Javier Castellano, 3/4 of a length ahead of Pekinisa running in second. Competitive Player on the outside, third. Spectacular Flash rides the rail fourth, less than 2 lengths off the lead. Then Arella Princess and Sunset Silhouette, and it's 10 lengths more back to Princess Zenyi at the back of the pack as Blame Dixie arrives at the top of the stretch in front. Goes by a half mile in 45 and 4 and turns for home with the lead. Blame Dixie straightens out in front by 2. Competitive Player is running in second. On the rail, it's Spectacular Flash. And then it's Arella Princess and Sunset Silhouette. Blame Dixie by the 16th pole, still 2 in front. Competitive Player, Sunset Silhouette, and Spectacular Flash behind her as Blame Dixie wins it. Then Competitive Player, Spectacular Flash, Sunset Silhouette, and Arella Princess.
Number 1, the favorite Blame Dixie wins it for trainer, owner Eddie Keneally, ridden today by our leading rider, Javier Castellano. Fourth race, 7.5 furlongs on the turf. These are claimers, 4-year-olds and up, which have never won 3 races or raced on the turf since September 3rd. Jockey on the 1 is Jose Caraballo. On the 2, it's John Velasquez. Scratch the 3, 7, 9, and main track only is 10 and 11.
They're off. Good start. It's Gunderson who comes out of the gate well and goes out to take the early lead from Mock My Day, who's away running in second. Cap in hand, third to the inside. Cabo Cat alongside of them. Outside of those, it's Liberal Spin, and Midnight Notes is last of them all. They make their way around the first turn with Gunderson in front. Javier Castellano gets Gunderson out to a 1.5 length lead over Mock My Day, while Cap in hand rides the rail third by a length. Liberal Spin fourth onto the backstretch, 4 lengths from the front, then Cabo Cat on the inside, and the trailer is Midnight Notes. So they go to the backstretch, and that first quarter's up in 24 and 2/5 seconds. Not a quick pace here, and Gunderson is leading the way, now clear by 2.5. Cap in hand second as they separate a bit. Cabo Cat is now about 6 lengths off the lead and right alongside of Liberal Spin and Mock My Day, while Midnight Notes has about 10 lengths to make up as the field races for the turn. And the pace appears to have quickened here. Gunderson in front, yes, 46 and 4 was the half mile. Things have picked up here. Gunderson's lead is 2 lengths as they round the far turn, and now Liberal Spin cuts the gap to a length. And then it's Cap in hand, followed on the outside by Mock My Day, Cabo Cat, and the trailer is Midnight Notes. They're into the stretch. Gunderson turns for home in front to the outside. Liberal Spin drifting to the center of the course. Cap in hand is third to the inside. It is still Gunderson. Liberal Spin is now 2 lengths behind as Gunderson is holding on to the lead coming down to the wire. Gunderson wins it from Liberal Spin, and then it was Cap in hand and Midnight Notes.
Number 4, Gunderson uses its speed to win it. Pays $3.60, owned by Brian Schoenbert and Eddie Keneally, trained by Eddie Keneally. His second win today, along with jockey Javier Castellano, getting his second win on the Thursday card. Fifth race, 1 mile claimer, 4-year-olds and up, which have never won 3 races. Scratch number 4, Steve Arino. The jockey on the 9 is Paco Lopez.
They're off. And it is Dixie Conqueror who's sent out of there to take the early lead. Super Zapper on the far outside. Crazy Frank C along the rail, and right there too, seeking the perfect. And then it's back to Slicka as the field exits the chute and begins their run up the backstretch. And then it's a length farther back to World Changer, and a gap of 2.5 more to Bell-Size Park and Mutaka at the back of the pack. 23 and 1 was the opening quarter mile as the field heads up the backstretch. And it is Crazy Frank C. with a narrow advantage here over Seeking the Perfect, Dixie Conqueror, and Super Zapper, who's 4 deep up the backstretch. World Changer is 2.5 lengths off of them. Then Mutaka and Bell-Size Park, and Slicka is now the trailer with a half mile to go. The half is up in 46 1/5 seconds into the far turn. Crazy Frank C. Plenty of early pressure here. And now Super Zapper is second on the outside. Here comes Mutaka, who's rallying up quickly on the far outside. 3 wide and into contention midway on the far turn. World Changer Seeking the Perfect next, and then Bell-Size Park. Dixie Conqueror drops back, and then it's Slicka. Crazy Frank C. and Mutaka turning for home together. World Changer angling to the outside of them. 3/4, 112 flat. They're into the stretch. Mutaka is now the leader as they arrive at the 8th pole. But World Changer moves up alongside as Crazy Frank C drops back. World Changer has taken the lead, and World Changer is pouring it on to the wire. World Changer finishing strong. Won it by 5 over Mutaka. And then it was Crazy Frank C, Bell-Size Park, and Slicka.
Number 2, World Changer, cruises away in the stretch to win it and pays a very nice $13 even, owned by Gulfstream Stable LLC, trained by Jamie Ness, and ridden to victory today by jockey Vincente Gudiel. The 6th race, 7.5 furlongs on the turf. These are claimers 4-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races. Scratch number 10, Dr. Fan.
They're off. Natural Order came out very well. And Luis Saez sends Natural Order to take the early lead from Blue Harbor, who's away running in second from the inside. Madrus came out in third. Then it's Black Phoenix fourth, and racing in between horses as they move into that turn. Simon the Cyrenian's in traffic there and having to steady behind rivals as they go into the turn. Then it's High Quality Prince, followed on the far outside by Lone Trader. And then the trailers Run Saichi and Two-Step Temper as they make their way toward the backstretch in pursuit of Natural Order, and Madrus is going to press the issue now. They're half length apart. 24 4 was the first quarter. And then it's Blue Harbor 3 lengths off of them, running in third. Black Phoenix follows fourth up the backstretch. Lone Trader is fifth. Then High Quality Prince, followed by Simon the Cyrenian, who's got 5 lengths to make up and is just ahead of Two-Step Temper. Run Saichi 7 lengths from pace-making Natural Order, who completes the first half mile in 48 seconds flat. Madrus continues to race second, a half length behind as they make their way around the far turn. 2 lengths more back to Blue Harbor. Black Phoenix to the outside. Lone Trader fifth. 5 lengths to make up. Then High Quality Prince. Two-Step Temper starting to pick up stride, taking the outside route with 5 lengths to gain as they come to the top of the stretch. Natural Order in front. Blue Harbor now attacks from the outside. These two down to the final furlong. Natural Order and Blue Harbor. And they're 4 lengths ahead of the rest and getting farther away with every stride. Natural Order, Blue Harbor. It's going to be tight. Natural Order will not be denied and wins it by a head. Blue Harbor was second. Then came Lone Trader, Madrus, and fifth was Two-Step Temper.
Number 5, Natural Order. What a game performance. Held on, good wire to wire. Almost lost in the stretch, but held on. Paid $4.40, owned by Maisie Stable and Roy Lerman. Trained by Roy Lerman and ridden to victory today by Luis Saez.
Our day begins early, preparing for the task ahead, focused on a single goal. Then it's showtime, ready to face another challenge. And while victory may be uncertain, you can always bet on us to be at our very best.
Welcome back to 7th race. 1 mile and 1/16 on the turf course. These are claimers 4-year-olds and up. Scratch the 5. Carly Ray's Warrior. Scratch the 12. Best Actor. Note the jockey on the 10 is Paco Lopez.
They're off. Out of the depths on the far outside broke well, with Lucky Kitten now rushing out to take the lead. And from the inside, it's Change of Command and I'm Wide Awake. These four with the most early foot, then Spring About, Hidden Vow. Behind them is Colorado Daydream, and then Wando Boy Slew on the inside, followed by Hard Enough, who's second last early on. The trailer on that first turn is Havermeyer Street, and he's 11 lengths off of front-running Lucky Kitten. Lucky Kitten will head on to the backstretch in front in the clear a length and a half. Then it's Out of the Depths in second through a 23 and 4 first quarter. And then toward the inside, I'm Wide Awake. Change of Command is next on the outside, now up into third. 2 lengths clear of Spring About, and then Hidden Vow on the inside. After that, we have Colorado Daydream, who's about 8 lengths off the lead right now. Hard Enough is next. And then it's Wando Boy Slew. Havermeyer Street continues to race well behind the field here after a 47 and 3/2 mile. They continue their run toward the far turn. Lucky Kitten on top, a length and a half. On the outside, Change of Command second, Out of the Depths back into third along the rail. Spring About fourth, trying to mount a charge on the outside, 4 lengths to make up. Under a ride is I'm Wide Awake from the rail, and then comes Hidden Vow, followed by Hard Enough, Colorado Daydream, Wando Boy Slew, and Havermeyer Street, 3/4 in 111 flat. And they're coming to the top of the stretch. Lucky Kitten trying to take them all the way here. Change of Command on the outside is up into second. These two, 1-2 with a furlong to run, and then it is Out of the Depths and Spring About. It is still Lucky Kitten trying to hold on to this lead from Change of Command. Hidden Vow on the far outside into third late. Lucky Kitten goes all the way. Then Change of Command, followed by Hidden Vow, Spring About, and a photo between Wando Boy Slew and Out of the Depths.
Number 7, Lucky Kitten, uses its speed to win it, pays $4.60, owned by Barbara Hopkins, trained by Ramon Preciado, and ridden to victory today by Joshua Navarro. The 8th race, 7.5 furlongs on the turf. These are maiden claimers fillies, 3-year-olds, full field of 12 runners. Jockeying on the 5 is Carlos Olivero.
They're off. And it's First Illusion who had the best beginning. First Illusion out for the front with Bermuda Longtail going after First Illusion early on. These two, 1-2 into the first turn. After that comes My Valentina, Astaria Street to the outside, and a wide run into that turn for Dabria, who's 3 deep as they make their way around that first turn. Then back to Miss Katie Kate down at the rail. Break of another 2 to Magic 2 outside of Love Years, who has the rail. And then it's back to Quinta Tata, Sassy Spirit, Spring Mountain Mist, and Megatony trails the field. 23 and 3 was the quarter onto the backstretch. First Illusion, 3/4 of a length in front. Bermuda Longtail second up the backstretch. Clear from My Valentina and Dabria to the outside. Then back to Astaria Street in 5th. Miss Katie Kate down toward the rail is next. Then Love Years, Magic 2 to the outside. Break of 2 to down toward the inside, Sassy Spirit, alongside of Quinta Tata. Then Spring Mountain Mist and Megatony. 47 and 4 was the half mile. And it is still First Illusion, who's led all the way so far. And Bermuda Longtail is now a length and a half behind First Illusion, getting away on the far turn. First Illusion quickly has put 4 lengths ahead of the field as they come to the top of the stretch, suddenly just spurting away here. First Illusion opens up by 6, 7, 8 lengths at the top of the stretch. First Illusion's just running away with this. Into second is Love Years, but 9 lengths behind. And then comes Sassy Spirit in third, followed by Megatony. And First Illusion just dominates the competition here. Love Years was second, and then it was Sassy Spirit, Megatony, and Spring Mountain Mist. They're off. Ela's sent out of there with Seduction, and right to the outside of them, Petit Lapin. These 3 out the best, and then Secret War on the far outside. Now joining them from the inside is Coquetona, along with Jill's Comprise and Alcaldesa, as the field makes their way out of the chute and onto the back stretch. Tightly packed here, and now it's going to be Coquetona up to grab the lead. Jill's Comprise now up into second on the inside. And then it's Ela in third. Seduction follows in fourth. Alcaldesa fifth. And 5 lengths off the lead, 3 lengths clear of Petite Le Pen. Then Valid Wildfire. Secret Wars at the back of the field, trailing through a 23 and 3 opening quarter mile, and is about 13 lengths off the lead, as it is Coquetona who leads the way with a half mile to go. Jill's Comprise is second, 3/4 of a length off the front runner, after a swift half mile in 46 and 1/5 seconds. These two now 4.5 lengths clear the others. And then it's Alcaldesa, followed by Ela to the outside. After that, Petite Le Pen, who's getting going. Petite Le Pen is gaining ground now, 6 lengths off the lead. Seduction's dropped back, and then Valid Wildfire and still Secret War at the back and going wide as Jill's Comprise takes the lead coming to the top of the stretch. Alcaldesa on the charge on the outside up into second, and continuing to gain ground is Petite Le Pen, who has moved up into third as they come into the final furlong. Jill's Comprise trying to hold on to this lead. 1/8 of a mile to go. Alcaldesa, Petite Le Pen, and on the outside here comes Valid Wildfire. Valid Wildfire with a rush in the center of the track goes by and wins it. Pulling away in the end to take it over Alcaldesa. Then a photo between Jill's Comprise and Petite Le Pen, followed by Coquetona.
Welcome back for our 10th race of the afternoon, the first half of our late daily double, 1 mile and 1/16th, allowance optional claimer for 4-year-olds and upward. Scratch number 7, U.S. Marshall.
They're off. Good even beginning. Tennessee came out well and goes out to take the early lead. Tennessee right to the front. On the far outside, Jack Tripp and Tarpey Surprise. Between those two, Nauset Beach rides the rail into the turn. Then Savoy Stomp and the early trailer For Goodness Sake. Moving around that first turn, there's early pressure for Tennessee as Jack Tripp goes up on the outside and sticks a neck in front. Jack Tripp now to the front. Tennessee back into second. And then it's Tarpey Surprise, Nauset Beach on the inside, 4 lengths ahead of Savoy Stomp. For Goodness Sake is last after a 23 flat first quarter. Jack Tripp on top, and now John Velasquez is going to switch Tennessee outside of him. Tennessee now just outside of Jack Tripp up the backstretch, a half length behind, and Nauset Beach is just behind them with Tarpey Surprise staying close in fourth. Savoy Stomp 6.5 lengths from the front and leading only For Goodness Sake as they move for the far turn. The half was a solid 46 seconds flat. It is Jack Tripp and Luca Panici, 3/4 of a length ahead of Tennessee as the field races for the turn. Nauset Beach, Tarpey Surprise, and Savoy Stomp is coming up now. Savoy Stomp is circling up on the far outside and is making strong and steady progress up on the outside of Jack Tripp, and now has taken the lead. Savoy Stomp has taken over at the top of the stretch, and Tennessee's in trouble. He's fourth and dropping back. They're coming to the top of the stretch. Savoy Stomp turning for home in front by 2.5 lengths over Jack Tripp, Tarpey Surprise, and Nauset Beach, who has now moved up into fourth. As they come into the final 16th, it is Javier Castellano and Savoy Stomp coming home on top. Tarpey Surprise was second, and then came Jack Tripp and Nauset Beach. They're off. Mabry's Conquest Off to an awkward beginning. Blame the Cat on the far outside is sent out of there. It's Too Hot Benny is away running in second position. Picky Bits came out third from the inside. And then it's My Martina followed by Makosa. Break of another 2 lengths more back to Loud and Lovely, who races inside of Solid Air moving for the turn. Then Tale of Presley followed by Queen des Animaux. And then it's Hiram's Mistress and a 4-length gap back to Mabry's Conquest and Chi-Chi Girl. 22 and 2 was the quarter as they make their way around the far turn. And it's a 99-1 shot. Blame the Cat, who battles for the lead on the outside of It's Too Hot Benny. These two turn for home together. It's Too Hot Benny on the inside. Blame the Cat on the outside. Coming up the rail, Picky Bits trying to gain a bit of ground. And farther out, Loud and Lovely is also putting in a bid. But It's Too Hot Benny has pulled away. It's Too Hot Benny in front by 2.5. Loud and Lovely, Picky Bits, late move Hiram's Mistress, coming to the wire. It's Too Hot Benny wins it. And then a photo between Hiram's Mistress and Loud and Lovely, followed by Tale of Presley and Picky Bits.
And that wraps up the action. What an exciting day at beautiful Gulfstream Park. Good night and good luck.